Okay, well, the headline has completed. We have some interesting information. Had a very fun conversation about Type 1 versus Type 2 fashion post headline, but I'm here to go over everything that is new that we've got via the headline. So we did get some information about the summer update. Summer update, we've got a new field, the Altar Realm, which to me just screams this is we're going into the area where the Starless come from. We're basically headed to the Starless homeworld. They showed off the new face we have. So new face looks good. 13-star crest weapons. Interesting because I believe Crass was our old like best weapon from beforehand. We have Malignant Vial. So new 4-man fight, gonna be pretty dope there. Up to 100 pulls for the super fantastic AC scratch. Oh wait, hold on. Up to 100 times a super fantastic free AC scratch. Oh, I actually didn't even recognize this. The red weapons are back. That's kind of funny. Oh, blue weapons too. I missed the blue weapons. I saw the red weapons. I didn't see the blue weapons. This is a Super Fantasy Festival in August. We have a variety of quest types coming back. This reminds me very much of the relay quests. So I'm curious if they're just gonna be doing relay quests again, or if this is gonna be like a new type of quest that has a bunch of them put together like we kind of suspected. And then I think that was it, right? Yeah, that was it for the summer stuff they showed off. We're gonna just jump ahead through these because the slides will give us more information easier. Okay, so first thing we've got is the Rewind collection for June. Includes the Randall Nova, likely going to be its scratch count bonus. There's some outfits we've seen beforehand, nothing too special there. We also have the mini episodes starting to come out. Now, I wouldn't get super hyped over mini episodes when people have been looking for some story, but this looks to be the in-between time between what seems to be like the major patches. So my guess is that they're kind of like, almost like, it almost feels like stalling a little bit until August, but they've mentioned that this is going to be the mini episodes are going to be including. They'll include like not just cutscenes, but you'll have like tasks to complete as you go through that are related to the actual scenes that you're actually looking at. So it's more than just a couple of scenes, but I wouldn't get too crazy about it personally. I think it's going to be kind of like in between content for the most part. Shadow of the Fallen Stars, this is the new limited time urgent quest. This is supposed to kind of give us a bit of a heads up before heading over to the new realm that we're supposed to be going for. It's how they described it, basically giving us kind of wetting our feet a bit, so to speak, in the new area. Has limited time tasks as well. Fire will be talking to us as we go through it. I believe it's also going to be a part of when they have urgent quests scheduled, so that should be interesting. And it takes place in Redham, by the way, so there's that. Citadel in the Forest is a past version of, wait, was it Citadel beforehand too? I think it was called something else beforehand, but this is a revamped version of a previous LTQ. Actually a pretty good LTQ, one that I enjoyed quite a bit. But with new enemies and a couple new field mechanics, they'll be introduced along with it as well. All right, so we also have level caps, equipment so that does confirm that we're going over level 100. As some people were really concerned if we were going to go over level 100. Contrary to popular belief, that is actually a very common thing. Level 200 was usually the case in most Phantasy Star games, though with base PSO2, since they did main class and subclass, which hasn't really been done. They didn't really do that beforehand. They did main class and subclass. Those all went to 100. You also leveled substantially slower. We're already at a level 100, so I mean, level 105 makes sense. Then moving forward past that, so we'll have to see where we get to. We also have enhancement caps for weapons are going up to level 100, meaning we'll have 8 slots. We have a new 12-star armor with a Progress armor. This is going to have 7% potency on it. Now, I am a bit concerned about this. I mentioned this in my tweet as well. They didn't specifically state this armor will be upgradable. This armor also looks very similar to a previous armor set we had, which is usually the first piece of a group of set of armor. Usually they included like a different variant of this that had like some different stats. And from what I understood beforehand, this has 7% and usually had like nothing else along with it. It makes me a bit more hesitant to jump on board of upgrading to this armor because augment transfer passes don't just grow on trees, so to speak. But we'll have to see how things go. The new augment has been confirmed to be Ultra Domina. They did mention that it's going to combine the high dominas along with a new piece. So we'll have to see what that piece is going to be. But those of you guys who guessed combined domina, you were right. And based on calculations, at least early calculations, it looks like it's going to go on every piece of gear. Actually, it might go, oh, actually looking at it, yeah, that might even overtake the soul for the weapon slot. That's 4.25% potency with 3% potency valor. Ooh, yeah, that might actually overtake the soul for the, ooh, interesting. New cards being added in. These are the PSP and PSP2i cards. Love to see those. With a new beginner deck being added into the AC shop as well. New face options, the new Animatica faces being added. So more anime faces, you'll love to see it. There's also going to be a specialized limited time quest where you can get cast parts and limited outfits. I believe these are NGS variant stuff. So actually, I don't know about the cast parts. I'm pretty sure. I know the actual outfits, like the outfits that we have. I know that's an NGS spec outfit, but I'm not sure if it is the cast, if the cast parts are as well. It looks like they are. Various other improvements being added in as well. So the item trader will be listed by categories. They're going to be increasing the wanted function is actually going to go up by a dramatic amount. A couple of things here. So one, you'll be able to actually look at your wanted item list. Two, you'll be able to set your wanted items to also include EX augment 3 combinations. You register up to 3 EX augments. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if they mentioned register up to 3 EX augment combinations, or register up to 3 EX augments in general. That way, if you're looking for those specific EX augments, those will light up. I don't know. It sounded like they mentioned 3 EX augment combinations, but reading this here, it looks like it's just 3 EX augments. So we'll have to see how that actually turns out, because 3 combinations actually isn't enough for me. I think I'd want 5 personally, because there are a couple that are actually pretty useful, and it could make farming really, really easy, really, really good. Also, there's a special animation that plays when an item that drops is on your wanted list. So that's pretty cool. Or if it's a feature item. So dope to see these pop up. I like to see this, makes farming a little bit easier. Easy photo mode now has values, so you can mimic specific values that people give you, something along those lines. Adding build parts for creative spaces as well. Again, we're adding in more weapon series. Unfortunately, it looks like we're getting further and further away from the idea of weapon holograms, but it looks like they're just adding in the different weapon series as build parts. So nothing that I personally want, but I mean, at least we're getting them. So there's something there. Moving on past that, if we can just, there we go. Various other improvements. So we have the ability to now see not only the clear rewards, but the featured item list. So that's pretty dope. Tasks going to be moving around to make it easier for you to be able to keep up with things that are going to be going away very soon. They're adding more to the auto sale options. It's going from 10 to 13 star, and units are going from 11 to 12 star. So you can actually make this a bit better. And they're adding the question mark thing that they currently use for EX augments for weapon series, which is really, really good. So you'll be able to search your entire weapon series by just having the weapon series plus question mark, and then you can add in what you're looking for there. So make it easier for you to search for things like maybe fix a fodder, so on and so forth. Love to see that. New Sonic collab is here. This one's a bit of a point of a contention due to the AC scratch. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. I celebrate Sonic's birthday. I'll be running a special birthday login bonus item, so that's pretty cool. You can see the wonderful art there on the left. Log in to receive Sonic, Tails, and Amy acrylic statues and build parts. You'll love to see that. So the AC scratch ticket Sonic style heroines has been brought out. So it features 3 crossover outfits for Aina, Manon, and Nadara. So we have Aina as Sonic, Manon as Shadow, and we have Aina as Tails. Bummer to see that it is specifically heroines, but I assume, as is always the case, you will have a Type 1 variant of all these outfits, so they will be available. However, as someone who's a fan of Shadow, looking at the shoes makes me a little concerned. I get the feeling we'll have these shoes as separate items or accessories, but it's probably going to be the high heel versions. Meaning we probably won't get like Shadow's legitimate shoes, unfortunately. Pretty sure that's going to be the case. Kind of sad to see that to be the case, because we have Sonic soap shoes. I want Shadow's original shoes, but we'll have to see when the scratch comes out. For any of you guys who are on the whole Type 1 kick, you know, we should have more Type 1 outfits, so on and so forth. I mean, they explained a long time ago that Type 2 is a vast majority of the player base, and they cater to the majority of the player base itself, meaning that most outfits are going to be Type 2 with Type 1 variants that can be worn, is what my guess is going to be in most situations. Bummer as a Type 1 player personally, but that's understandable. I see this sort of things coming itself. Call me a shill, call me whatever you want, but I choose not to live in delusion and not to be upset about everything when it comes to these outfits. So it is what it is. My only real, like, I'm sad about this, because even looking at the Shadow outfit looks sick. Honestly, as a Type 1 player, the only outfit I'd be concerned about is the Tails outfit. The Shadow outfit looks sick. Assuming you can toggle the shoes off, I'll be fine with this. The biggest concern though is, yeah, 1, the toggling the shoes off, and 2, the shoes themselves being accessories available, not just as high heels. That'd be very sad. But if I was a Tails enjoyer, dude, I'd be very sad about this outfit, because you can get away with the Sonic outfit as Type 1 very easily. It makes perfect sense. It's a pair of shorts. The shoes aren't like super high heel shoes or whatever, anything along those lines. This is fine. Even as a Shadow outfit, you've got the heels here. If you could toggle these off, that's fine. I don't know if you will be able to or not. I'm not sure if this is base wear with outerwear inclusions or how they're actually doing this. We'll have to see. But as a Tails fan looking for Type 1, this is a bit of an L. This could definitely have been Sonic style, and it could have definitely been, someone mentioned like this could have been Ilma's outfit instead, and that would have been pretty good, but people like their waifus, so I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised in the slightest. But it is worth mentioning how things could be different. You don't want to ignore any form of feedback, because some people seem to think that if you understand why certain things happen or certain things are done, you're just kind of coping or living with the feedback. not feedback, but living with the difference. And no, that's not the case at all. I definitely am someone who wants more Type 1 outfits, but I also understand why they don't exist, to be honest. All right, so this is the second half, which is weird because the 10th is the second half. Dude, the second half is going to be really, really drawn out. We'll have to see how the second half of June goes. So a bigger, badder version of Dark Falls. Dark Falls Vile. Toughest enemy we've ever seen on Halpha with attacks to hit like a transport truck. Transport trucks don't hit us. So don't know what that means. I'm joking. But yeah, 4-player, set number of failures, probably going to be like 5 is usually the case itself. And the 13-star Crest series weapons are going to drop from here. So super dope. Also, I don't know how long I haven't had this full screened. I am so sorry. But 13-star Crest series weapons are going to drop from here. The potential has an effect where it raises the potency and reduces PP consumption when attacking enemies. Funny enough, they also mentioned that you can lose this effect by taking damage. So specific EX augment combinations might actually be a hindrance for this weapon. Things like maintain balance might cause you, at the very least, if you ever have to heal in the middle of the fight and then take damage from maintain balance, balancing out your HP again, could cause you to lose this effect. Things like risky stance, TP burn, so the hysterical burn combination could be a problem. So we'll have to see how this actually works out with those EX augment combinations, but these could be pretty anti-synergistic with those EX augment combinations, as well as classes that tend to shrug off damage. Things like Hunter could be an issue. But they did mention this is the new 13-star, first 13-star, and it will definitely be the strongest weapon that is available. So I wanted to make it very obvious and very clear. Mission pass stuff, season 45, nothing too crazy here. It looks cool. Some people were very excited about these. America parts, so on and so forth. So moving past that, so we have the Quaint Ensembles AC Scratch. One I'm probably going to have to pull on because they've decided to add a new version of Shinobi that includes a dagger and dashing and black photon trails. So they've kind of got me, but it is what it is. Not a big deal. Motion Idle Thinking 2, Sword Catch. Those are pretty dope. And the outfits are looking okay. Yeah, moving on past those, we have the Special Training Sonic Sprint and Shadow Sprint as well. Interesting. Skulls came in just to say Sonic, so that's going to be in the video now. I'm not removing it. But we have Sonic Sprint and Shadow Sprint. I'm not sure why they're separate. Are they 2 separate quests? Apparently they rotate daily. Okay. Versions of previously released quests, new enemy spawns, enemy levels, the special scratch, SP scratch, Sonic statues, items for completing. So yeah, items with limited tasks to complete. Okay, that's pretty cool. We also have Revival AC Scratch for SEGA All-Stars, PSO2 Spec items, pretty dope here. Our boy, Ichiban. So we had the outfits before, now we have some hairstyles, looks like some eyebrows, some glasses, good stuff here. We also have PSO2 memories for June. We have AC Scratch Luxury Bath Time. Ah, yes, the Gooner Scratch. That will have actually a pretty cool hairstyle. I actually like this hairstyle quite a bit. We got some bathrobes, we got some nighttime outfits, we have our bath towels. Can't wait to see every Type 2 character running around and literally just this. Going to be very, very interesting. Yep, cheers, Idle Wave 2. The glides, the dash, and the idle for this, for Direct Flight, are going to be interesting to see what people do with the cast-wise. I know someone mentioned this beforehand, but this is probably going to activate boosters. So that'll be pretty cool. And that is it for the updates, which is kind of funny because most of these are on the 10th. So like the 10th and 24th. And there was a vast majority of them that were on the 4th. So Operation Report was pretty solid. So Realm of Awakening Fantasies, they talk about the realm itself and why we're going there first. Or basically the urgent quest was a feel for the actual zone itself. So I'm looking forward to seeing that stuff. Talk about the mini episodes and the fact that there'll be tasks along with the actual episodes themselves, so nothing crazy there. A limited time urgent quest, Shadow of the Fallen Star, they mentioned that. Talk about the 13-star rarity weapons, the Crest weapons. They'll be the strongest. Talk about the potential. We already talked about that, so nothing too crazy there. So someone asked, the new effect for Fearless Attitude's hard to see. TLDR, they changed it. So instead of it just being this effect here, it'll now have the shield again. So you'll be able to see it. After defeating Captain, there's a long pause before you receive items. They're shortening it. That's TLDR on that one. Pretty simple. This one's pretty massive. So could you make it so the gunner's chain boost doesn't expire when boarding Mars? The answer to this was not only will it not expire when boarding Mars, it will hold whatever boost it was at. It will reapply once Mars completes, and will not just apply to Mars, but it will apply to anything similar to Mars. So the things like cannons, so on and so forth, future things, it'll apply to all of those. So Gunner will basically, there's quality of life update for Gunner that'll happen in August, where their chain boost is basically no longer getting griefed by these. So pretty dope stuff to see there. Talk about linking your SEGA account. It's very simple to do. Literally just click on the link SEGA account button. It takes like 2 seconds. You either sign into your account or you create an account. It's very, very straightforward. Sonic Festival is going to have increased rare drop rates. So alongside of PSO2 day buffs, it's 340%, which is kind of crazy. They're also going to be the Sonic Super Festa stuff that's coming along. I mean, you guys know it's Sonic's birthday, outfits, special scratch, along with a keyword that you'll be able to say after his birthday as well to get a bunch more tickets for it. So pretty cool stuff there. There's also the next collab that's coming along with. This collab is going to be done with a plastic model series. So it's all female characters. Expect all to be type 2. So I think it's also going to be cast stuff, maybe female humanoid things. So we'll have to see what it is. And show off the winners of the best screenshot. So I'm just going to go through those really quick here. I would say my favorite personally, this one here. This one cheated. They put Yui in it. They cheated. They put Yui in it. They put Yui in it. Cheating. And that's about it. That actually covers everything as far as the headline goes. They talk about the different art that they've done and so on and so forth. And that covers all of it. All in all, pretty solid headline. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I gave it a little bit of a knockoff because the new weapon's a chase weapon, which makes it kind of difficult to hold on to and actually kind of difficult to want to invest in because, you know, it's not going to upgrade. We don't know when the next upgradable weapon is going to be. We don't know for certain if that weapon is going to upgrade or not. So we don't know for certain what's going on. They haven't talked about the fixa changes, so we don't know about that just yet. The units weren't mentioned them to be upgradable, so we don't know if those are upgradable or not upgradable. We'll have to see how that actually goes out. It's kind of a pain, but like it is what it is. We'll have to see how they decide to go about things, and I'll probably just hold off on upgrading until I know for certain. And that's kind of like my downsides of things. And then Prince Brightstar mentioned it in chat if you guys saw it earlier. There's a cautious optimistic about the summer update, but one of the fears is that you might get kicked out after 15 minutes, like Nameless City. Yeah, like sure. I think that's kind of like it is a valid concern. You want to be in there all the time versus being able to be kicked out, but it's one of those situations where like if it does, I get why it would via like storyline purposes or whatever. Like we wouldn't be able to stay in the area, so on and so forth. But I don't know how they're going to do that, so we'll have to see how it actually works out. Having you rotate in and out is kind of a pain in the ass. However, Nameless City really wasn't that bad with that process when it was something to farm and it was actually fun to be in there. So we'll have to see how they decide to do that. And yeah, I'm down. All in all, I like it. I like what I've seen. I'm excited to play. I'm excited for new updates for armor and gear, but mostly the 4-man fight. We're gonna have to farm that quite a bit with the new weapon. It's going to be money. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to toss in the comments below. We'll be looking through it. So, like if you enjoyed, sub if you want to keep up with more. As always, thank you to the channel members. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, my friends. Peace out.